guys, what's me, Sarah? Welcome back to my channel. And before we get started with today's video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog. I have not been reading recently. I have gone several days without reading at all. Not a single book. But I've just decided to start Need Me by Tessa Bailey. I know I love Tessa Bailey's writing, so hopefully this one is a good one. I know it's one of her older ones, but it did get a new cover last year, I believe. So I'm excited to read this. I think this is a college one. And yeah. I don't know too much about this, but I am excited to read it. Her books are in third person, which for romance is not my favorite. But I am still looking forward to getting back into reading. And I will update you guys when I make a little progress. So I have read some of Need Me by Tessa Bailey. I am on page 82, which is chapter 8. And it is just very mediocre. It's definitely my least favorite Tessa Bailey book I have read. I'm just not enjoying it that much. It's very middle of the road. And I'm just not feeling inclined to pick it up. But fortunately, it is a short book. And the printing size is fairly big. So hopefully I can get through this. Hopefully within either today or tomorrow, and then move on to hopefully what is a better book. So this is my little update. Oh, I did find out it is a student teacher. She is in college though, and he is her teacher. And that part is like, it's a good plot, but this was one of Tessa Bailey's first books, and I definitely think she improved as a writer the further on she got in her career and the more she wrote. But I'm gonna get reading and I will update you guys later. Okay, so I'm hoping to finish Need Me today, and I think I definitely will, as it's only 10:15 in the morning and I only have like that much to go, and a lot of that last part isn't even the book. But I wanted to say that I used some new makeup products today. For the first time, I used the One Size Ultra Pink Loose Setting Powder and the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in the shade Hope. And so far, so good. I absolutely loved them. I need to keep playing with them. But based on first impressions, I'm in love. So yeah, if you want to see more beauty videos from me again, please let me know in the comments, because I do love makeup. And I would love to share my love for makeup with you guys if you would like to see that. And I am still reading Need Me. I am on page 183, chapter 17. And I wish I could say it's gotten better, but it has not. In fact, it may have even gotten worse. And I hate to say this because I love Tessa Bailey's writing and her other books I've read by her, but I would advise you to maybe skip out on this one. It's definitely a no from me. If you really love Tessa Bailey, I mean, give it a try. But if you're just getting into her, this is not the one I would start with, because her newer stuff is so much better. If you don't know, and you're not well versed in her writing, don't take this as the example. Read some of her newer stuff first before diving into this. Again, this is one of her first ever published books. I unfortunately am not loving this, and I don't know what I'm gonna rate it. I was thinking like a 3. It might still be a 3, maybe a 2.5. I don't know. I'm just so, oh my god. So disappointed that I'm not loving this book. And also, I forgot, I don't think I've shown you guys my new bookmark that I got for Christmas in any of my videos. But here it is. It is my favorite bookmark ever. I absolutely love it. And the saying is so me. And there are so many different variations of like this quote on a bookmark. And I love the pink little tassel. And it says, "I don't watch porn. I read it like an effing lady." And I love this because this could not be more me. So I definitely think this is the cutest bookmark, and you guys should go get yourself one if you also like reading smutty books. And I will update you guys when I finish reading this. So I finished Need Me last night. I gave it 3 stars. I definitely think 3 stars was a bit generous upon reflection, but I'm going to leave it at 3 stars. That's what I gave it, and I think it's a fair rating. So definitely my least favorite Tessa Bailey book, and I was not a fan. I would not recommend, unfortunately. I am going to decide what book to read next from my TBR shelf. I want to pick something from my February TBR, almost said January. I can't believe it is February already. This is crazy. And I will come back when I've decided on a book. So I decided to read The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. And this book is basically about the first age of Middle-earth. And I'm so excited to read this. So this takes place before the events of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. And as you know, The Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite series of all time. And I also enjoyed the book The Hobbit. So I'm super excited to get to this. I know it's not going to be as good as Lord of the Rings, but I still hope it is going to be amazing. And I love Tolkien's writing, so let's get reading. So I started reading The Silmarillion. I'm on page 56, and so far I'm actually really liking it. I knew it wasn't going to be a favorite, and it's not, but it is quite enjoyable so far. So this is just some stories that take place in the first age of Middle-earth, and I am liking it so far. I can't wait to continue. It is not as thick as it looks. The book really only goes to there. This is all just index and appendix because, you know, Tolkien has all that at the back of his books because there is a lot of stuff if you want to go and read it and learn about it, which it's cool to have because maybe one day I will go through and read all this, but I don't know. It's just not what I need to read. I will stop reading the book when I get to the end of like page 366, if that's what I said. I can't even remember how many pages I said this was. But I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to continue reading. Oh my god, my throat is so dry. So sorry if it sounds weird. It feels so scratchy, and I desperately need water, but I came up here to film, and I'm not going back downstairs until I film this clip. So I finished The Silmarillion, which was my first fantasy read of 2024, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It was such a interesting and complex and just so informative because this like sets up and like you find out more about the world and you find out of the history of Middle-earth, and it is just so good, and I highly recommend it. It did take me I think it only took me like 2 days or something to read, but it was a fairly complicated read. Definitely my most complicated read of the year because, you know, that's Tolkien for you. But this book was really enjoyable, and I think I actually liked it more than The Hobbit. Definitely not more than Lord of the Rings. You know me, Lord of the Rings is my, like, one of my all-time faves. But I did absolutely love this and the characters and finding out more, and it just, I would definitely recommend reading The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings first, because I definitely would not have cared about any of this stuff if I wasn't already so invested in those stories. So definitely read those first, and if you like those, maybe check out this one. And yeah, this one actually was not as long as I thought. I think I showed you in the last clip or something that most of that is like index and appendix because, you know, that happens in Tolkien's books. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. This is definitely the first book of the year that I read that is like slow paced, and it's definitely not for everyone, but I think that if you love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, you should definitely give this one a try. And even according to Storygraph, this is the first book I've read this year that has been slow paced, and I'm like, yep, I definitely see that. So yeah, this one was very good. And next I'm going to read Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This is an adult contemporary romance. This apparently has like no angst, no third act breakup. It's surprise pregnancy, and apparently it is just the sweetest, cutest thing ever. So I'm so excited to read it. It was on a lot of people's best books of 2023. So I can't wait to read it and see my opinion. Let's get reading. So I'm currently reading Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I'm on, where's my bookmark? Chapter 11, which is page 111. And I am loving this book so much. It is the cutest, sweetest book ever. And I can't even think of how much I've said about this book. But this is basically about 2 people who dress as pirates for a Halloween party, and they end up getting down and dirty at the Halloween party, and they have a one-night stand, and then she finds out she's pregnant. And and there's also great disability rep because he has a prosthetic leg and she has an underdeveloped hand, and so they both were pirates, and that's how they met at the party. And so it's so cute so far. So he has decided he wants to be part of their lives, and it is just incredible. And so they just got out of her first ultrasound appointment, and they are going to go over to her friend's place for like a game night, and it is just so sweet and so cute. And he's like, he would do anything for them, and he's like gonna be there no matter what. She's like, obviously, since it was a one night stand, she's like, you can either like be part of the kid's life or not. But like, you know, she's like, it's up to you. And he's like, obviously, I'm gonna be there for you and the baby. And it is just so cute. And I love both of these characters so much. I can't wait to continue reading. And I have a feeling this is gonna be 5 stars. So let's get reading. So I'm still reading Out on a Limb. And Beau is the biggest nerd ever. He loves Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Marvel. Could he be any more perfect? He might just be one of my new book boyfriends. I have to keep reading. So I finished Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. It's one of the best books I've read this year. Highly recommend if you were thinking of picking it up, or if you weren't, but now you're interested, definitely go pick it up. You will not regret it. I loved it. It was the cutest, sweetest book ever, and the ending was just adorable. The whole book was adorable, and I cannot say enough good things about it. So if you made it this far, please leave me a red emoji. And before you go, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and post notifications. And I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.